Nathan Lindgren.
And I'm Selma Lindgren.
We were both born and raised here in Scandia. We ran a dairy farm just south of town here a little bit, about 20 cows or so. We raised chickens too in our chicken coop. We had about 100 chickens in there, and we could get eggs every day. And we had a few pigs too. And we would butcher a pig in the fall, and that would last us through the winter. We'd make it last. My brother Maynard and I did a lot of farming together. We bought a tractor together, and we would work the farms together. Work always seemed to be more enjoyable with two people, it's just as opposed to doing it just by yourself.
And we raised 4 children on the farm: Harvey, Nathalie, and the twins, Dean and Diane. The youngest two were born at the height of the Great Depression in January 1936. Everybody was very poor then, and that winter was extremely cold. They were supposed to be born at the hospital in St. Paul, but there was a snowstorm. The cars weren't as reliable as they are now, and the roads were nothing like they are today. So we made it to the maternity home in Forest Lake.
Yeah, during the Great Depression, I, like a lot of others who had money in the Scandia Bank, lost everything. I had to sell a cow, and I had to pick out my very best cow. Nobody would take anything less. And I got $11 for it. That might be about $200 today. As the kids were growing up, I gave each of them a silver dollar because that's what my dad did for me. And when I gave my youngest daughter, Diane, her silver dollar, she asked what I had done with mine. Well, during the Great Depression, I used it to buy some medicine for my son Harvey. Times were tough.
We managed to feed the children through the Great Depression and then through World War II when everything was rationed. We were lucky to be a farm family. We always had meat and we had vegetables and other food from the farm. So we were never hungry. Things were very austere compared to today.
You were pretty handy with the needle and thread too.
You never threw anything away because you might need it later to repair something else. Dinner, or for entertainment, we ate dinner with friends, family, we played softball. Church was another form of entertainment.
In the early 40s, there were blackouts for World War II, and I was the warden that drove around to make sure everybody was in compliance. Couldn't have your lights on. You had to either turn your lights out or have blackout curtains. And I would drive around town with the lights out of my truck to make sure everyone was in compliance with that. But then when Victory over Japan Day came, I let my kids, Nathalie, Dean, and Diane, go to Hay Lake and ring the school bell. It was a big day.
Things got better and better for our family over time. I had done most of my cooking and canning on a wood stove until we got the electric stove. When was that, Nathan?
Well, let me see now. We got the electricity in 1927, right about the time we had the telephone. But we got the stove when we had indoor plumbing around 1950.
Sounds about right. Well after World War II. And that was so much of my life was cooking and canning. Canning anything in season, vegetables, fruits. The girls would pick fruit in the summer and I would can that. They would help me cook for a midsummer festival. I also cooked when the store board met or the creamery board. And that was in addition to 4 meals a day and bread, cookies, cakes.
Canned meat too.
Oh yes, we canned meat, which always came in handy when you had to throw a meal together at the last second. Harvey had a habit of rolling in right around mealtime, and once Dean brought his entire football team right at dinner, so I opened a few cans of I think chicken and vegetables and made dinner. He seemed really pleased with it.
That was our life, farming, family, and taking care of the neighbors, minding the word of the Lord.
We were very blessed.